What's up, Tiger fans? It's Morgan here, back again with another 5-minute video about your Clemson Tigers. All right, so we're talking about the 2022 Clemson football roster. If you follow me over on Twitter at the Morgan T Show, you will know that I go ahead and put out my roster chart spreadsheet that I've been keeping up with for the past 3 years. And while it's not 100% perfect, I try to keep it as close as I can to accurate to ensure that we stay up to date on what is happening, because I know you out there, if you're a fan of the show, you're just like me and you're a roster management coordinator. Whether or not you have the title or not, you like to keep up with it. You want to keep up with recruiting, with the offers, with the interests, with the passing charts, and with the roster management. We are the roster management gurus here, and I hope you are too. And so I posted what I believe to be the most up-to-date as of really yesterday. So that would be, December 5th, 7 p.m. December 5th. Let's take a look at the chart real quick. Let me pop it up here on the screen. Again, you can see it for yourself over on Twitter, but you'll see right now we have 9 transfers that are confirmed, 16 players that walked on senior day. So I don't know if they're actually not coming back or not. A lot of people blasted me in the comments. Well, Morgan, they're not going to come. They could still come back. Yes, Ruka Rororo, Joseph Ngata, and Jalen Phillips can come back. True, that is true. But they did walk for senior day. So as of what we know right now, they intend on graduating and moving on. Now, we don't know if they're going to go to the NFL or not, because I really don't see anything in there that says anything public yet. So I tried to take away, even though I have a section there for enter the NFL, we don't really know. See, originally I put Miles Murphy, Brian Bresee, Trenton Simpson, those guys, and maybe a few others will go to the NFL like BT Potter. But the thing is, we don't for sure know what their decision is. We do know that they walked for senior day, and we do know that some have transferred or saying they will enter the transfer or have. And what we also know is the blue there, which is will retire typically due to an injury or medical concern. So right now, if you look at those who are not early declared to the NFL, Clemson is losing 27 players from the current roster of the 85 players that are on scholarship. Okay, they obviously have more players than what's on this list, but these are the scholarship players of the 85. So 27 are gone. Now, the good thing is Clemson has already recruited 23. They have 23 players that are committed and are planning on signing with Clemson on National Signing Day later on this month in December. So Clemson has already filled 23 of the 27. Now, of course, again, there's Miles Murphy, Brian Bresee, and Xavier Thomas, who could leave, and that would make it, what's that, 30. So you're looking at 30 out of 23, so there's 7. So you're looking at between 3 to 7 players unaccounted for right now, if you're following with my math, okay? So Clemson is still in the mix for, it looks like, about 2 players, 1 running back, 1 defensive back. Right now, that's what they're in the mix for. Maybe even 2 running backs. We'll see. But let's say they're in the mix for 2, so that puts them at 25. So 25 out of 27 means there's 2 left over. 25 out of 30 means there's 5 left over. So there's a possibility, and I know for your portal pushers out there, there's a possibility that Clemson could go into the portal and get, 3 to 5 players, 2 to 5 players, right? So now I will say this. It's unrealistic to think that Dabo Swinney is not going to allocate some part of his scholarships to a walk-on. Dabo Swinney was a walk-on himself. It's a morale boost when you give someone when someone earns a scholarship that's a walk-on. Everybody loves that story. All the other players on the roster in the locker room, they love that story. It's a big booster to teamwork and cohesiveness on the team and achievement in early stages. And then also, like I said, Dabo Swinney owns a restaurant now called Walk-On. So come on. You know he's a walk-on guy. He's going to do more walk-ons. He's always going to have his heart out there for walk-ons. So there's going to be one, maybe one, maybe two. And sometimes there have been 5. But let's say there's one for a walk-on. So really, you're looking at, there could be, depending on how the recruiting shakes out for 2023, Dabo Swinney, I'm feeling, could have an opportunity to go after 2 or 3 portal players. Now, if you're a portal pusher and you wanted 7 or 13 or 16, that's not going to happen. That's not realistic. Clemson's already filled a ton of spots. But the key for me, if you're going to go to the portal, I think you would agree, is that there is a huge gap in experience. Okay, Clemson is doing great in recruiting, but if you continually lose guys that are older, maybe more developed, and you replace them with guys that are 18 that still need development, you are getting much, much younger without replacing that. So I feel like that Clemson needs to replace their experience. And in that case, what I would say is you're losing a ton of experience in the quarterback room. That could be an opportunity for Clemson to go get someone in the portal. You're losing an opportunity. You're losing experience at the wide receiver position. So that could be a position where they get one guy from the portal in that case. They're potentially losing a ton of experience at defensive end. So that could be a place where they could get 1, maybe 2 to fill in some holes there, depending on what XT and Miles Murphy does. Now, XT only played 4 games this year, so keep that in mind. He has never taken a red shirt, and he only played 4 games this year due to injury. So it could be a possibility that he comes back for a 6th year. That's really his 5th year of eligibility, right? So there's an opportunity there that he could redshirt this year. So XT's got a decision. Miles Murphy's got a decision. KJ Henry, Justin Maskell are obviously they're slated for graduation / NFL. Kevin Swint has entered the portal. Now with 3 gone, potentially 5 gone at defensive end, I think there's an opportunity there to replace experience at the defensive end position. Another one you're seeing where replacing experience might be helpful is the linebacking core. You got Levonta Bentley, Keith McGuire, Sergio Allen, Trenton Simpson. All 4 of your juniors are slated to leave. So you're losing experience. Outside of Jeremiah Trotter and Barrett Carter, that's it. Now the Clemson has done really good in getting Wade Woodaz up and into the mix and getting him experience, but they are lacking there. And you could even make an argument for cornerback or safety. Again, this team, if they don't go get 2 or 3 in the portal for experience, then this team is very young. Now, to be honest with you, young might be a good thing. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that that's where some areas, if you are a pro portal person, which I think you should be, because you want to be able to get the best players any way possible. So that's one area to be looking out for as the season goes on, as the off season goes on. What will Dabo Swinney, what will Danny Pearman do in the portal? Like I said, not going to be, Michigan State numbers, Coastal Carolina numbers, not going to be a whole second string group of guys coming in from the portal. Not going to happen. But if you strategically go after 2, 3 guys that have experience in areas that just need that. Again, these guys they bringing in, we expect them to be high talent guys, but they're not high experience guys because they're just coming in or they just got started this year. So again, let me know what you think about the portal, the Clemson roster. I know you guys are fans of the roster management. If you don't already follow me, you're crazy. Go ahead and go over to Twitter at The Morgan T Show. Follow me. I put all of my charts over there. I don't put them on YouTube, but I wanted to discuss it on the video here. Let me know what you think. Am I completely off base? Maybe I missed something. Maybe there's a player or 2 I'm not looking at. Maybe there's a guy already in the portal that you think Clemson should look at. Hey, you never know. Maybe Danny Pearman watches the show. put who you think in the comments, and maybe he will go see what's going on with him. I mean, it's his full-time job, by the way, so he might as well go pursue the best players. Get the best players by any means necessary within legal limits, within, allowable limits. But just over recruiting or recruiting those guys will get you into a situation where you're much younger than you were the previous year. So unless Clemson wants to continue just being young team and losing those guys, those juniors, those seniors, they're going to have to do something. Another thing I wanted to add before I leave, you kind of start to see it with snap count. If you follow snap count, which Clemson does a great job of, and TigerNet and those sites, they all do a great job with snap count. If you follow snap count, one thing that I will say is you already kind of know what's happening. So Clemson is the same way. If the guys are juniors and they really don't have more than about 100 snaps in the season, you kind of know that they need to make a decision if they don't, right? And then you have situations like DJ where he has a ton of snap counts, but obviously lost his starting position and there's only one quarterback. So again, we can continue talking about this. I know you love it. Every Thursday night, 7 p.m., we have our live show. Make sure you tune in there. Again, follow me on Twitter. Put in the comments, hey, if you like this video, like the video, and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on all of my exclusive Clemson content I put out every single week.